Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a Walking Dead video for today. Want to give my expectations for what I think we're going to see, where we're setting the bar at for this Friday, because of course this Friday is the trailer release for The Walking Dead Season 8. Can't wait to see it. And also, production has now resumed for Season 8 after the tragic stuntman death last week. And if you don't know what we're talking about, did videos on it last week. There was unfortunately quite a few real-life losses with regards to zombie production people last week, you could say. The Godfather, creator of the zombie apocalypse, George Romero, unfortunately has passed, as well as John Bernecker, and the voice for the Walking Dead, Randy Shell. So, really sucks. I did videos on that all last week. You guys can check out all that stuff if you're not, up to date on all that. It's all on the channel. You can hear the details in those videos. So they halted production on, I believe it was around Thursday, because they found out around Wednesday-ish, Thursday, Friday last week for The Walking Dead Season 8. But production has now resumed for Season 8. It's the old adage or saying that the show must go on. Of course, as terrible as losses and everything, the show does have to continue. It's a huge business for AMC, and they can't shut the whole damn thing down, as horrible as what happened last week was. So production has resumed. I don't want to say good news, but it's what it is. This Friday we've got the trailer hitting. We'll do, of course, reviews for that after it hits. Reaction, all that kind of stuff. Lots of videos coming this weekend for Walking Dead for you guys after we see the trailer. I'm very excited for the trailer this year because there hasn't really been that much release this year prior to the trailer. After the season 7 finale, and I really feel like season 8 is going to be good to get people, I think, back on track for Walking Dead. A lot of people did not like season 7, and as a result, I'm just feeling like, season 8, hopefully with All Out War, should be the thing to get people kind of into Walking Dead again. And, so hopefully we'll see that, the start of that at least with the trailer, this Friday. So I am very excited, as always. Can't wait to see, this trailer on Friday. All the trailers for The Walking Dead are great. My favorite one so far would probably be the Season 6 trailer. Season 7 was okay too. There was a lot of flashback stuff in it, so hopefully with this one, I'm not expecting to see too much in the way of, flashback material. I'm hoping what we see is mostly, new material for Season 8 with All Out War. I'm sure they should have a lot of stuff for us because, of course, this is going to be episode 100. The premiere is the 100th episode of the Walking Dead TV series. Most series don't even get there. The Walking Dead comic book did something really big for its issue 100, so I'm expecting for episode 100 for the Season 8 premiere, it should be really, really big. So I'm hoping, that we don't have too much flashback footage. Maybe a little bit at the beginning of the trailer. That's fine. At least 3 minutes, hopefully, for the trailer. I'm expecting to see at least 3 minutes of new content. Hopefully we get to see some of the oncoming battles, some of All Out War, and kind of one of the major battles of it in this premiere. At least that's what I'm expecting to see, is to get to see that, and we'll have to see how it all kind of plays out. But hopefully we get to see something big. Usually with The Walking Dead, you get big premieres, you get pretty big mid-season finales, season finales, that kind of thing. So they usually go big in the premiere and in the finales for each half and each season. It's not always the case that you could have your climax at a finale. Sometimes they do a climax in a premiere. Sometimes they do it, right after the mid-season finale, like No Way Out was episode 9. So I'm hoping this one, not a climax, but a big battle that should be a spectacle. I'm expecting to see spectacle in this trailer, at least a little bit. Still want to see the Negan speech done properly. Felt like at the end of season 7 there, they gave Negan a little bit, we're going to war type of deal. But I just like to see more of him, Jeffrey Dean Morgan, rallying the saviors, getting them riled up, getting them ready to go. We did see quite a few were ready there, and he had called on a lot to come together to discuss. But we didn't get to see some of those awesome comic book, speech lines from Negan and that kind of thing. So I'm hoping to see at least a little bit of that, and some of the comedy mixed in, of course, I think we can expect for this season, because Negan's always fun because you can have the war going on, the battle going on, and at the same time he can be cracking jokes as serious as it is while people are shooting at him, right? Like the widow being alive and stuff like that. It's funny. So the sanctuary being under attack, that's something I absolutely want to see, and I'm expecting to see in the premiere itself. I hope they don't delay it too much, because it's just one of those events from the Walking Dead comic book series that we've just been waiting to see for so long. They did so much setup in season 7, and I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of people didn't like it as much. They were setting up all these new communities. They were bringing in all these new characters. Throughout the series up until the season 7 premiere, we have a central focus on Rick and the survivors. We have some villains, but we usually don't have extra groups of allies that are brought in. With season 7, they bring in, we lose 2 in the premiere of season 7, 2 big ones as part of the survivors, but then you bring in all these new characters. So even though you lose and it feels like there's a ton of loss, there's also a ton of new characters brought in as well too, with leaders of their own communities such as Ezekiel and all of his people and the Oceanside and all these other groups. The Junkyard group brought in as kind of another group of antagonists so far. So there's, all these new characters coming in. So I think with this season, continuing to get to see that, but getting to see them kind of become more integrated into the greater saviors or greater survivors group, like the Junkyard, maybe greater saviors, the kingdom, and that maybe the Oceanside as well too. The greater survivors, them all kind of coming together and joining up to fight against each other as part of the war, which just makes it bigger and better. You need to have a lot of people for a war. If you're going to have a war, and you just have the survivors of Alexandria, it feels more like a battle. It doesn't feel as much like a war, but as we're starting to get to see all these, groups add on, it starts to feel more like a war with, some heavy, heavy gunpowder, that kind of stuff. It could be, really, really cool. So we've got great setup, I think, for this season for Season 8 and what we could see. Bazooka maybe from the Saviors. We'll have to see what Negan does with the bazooka. I'm expecting to see him use it. Maybe some Michael Bay explosions. Maybe the survivors attack and Negan's like, get the bazooka, and then they shoot the bazooka and blow some. I don't know. It's just something big. spectacle. Michael Bay, Transformers, explosions, that kind of stuff mixed in with zombies and all that good stuff. And speaking of zombies, so tons of zombies. Maybe not as many as we had in like the season 6 premiere, because I don't think the zombies are going to be your focal point for All Out War, but they're a part of the environment, so we have to have a lot of them. If they do like half the amount of season 6 premiere, I think that would be fine. We don't need to see thousands of extras or people in zombie gear, I think. But if you have at least maybe 100 or 200 or something, that probably would suffice, and it would send across the message that there's more here than just the Saviors. It's not just a one-on-one between our greater survivors and the Saviors, but you also have, of course, tons of zombies in the mix, and fighting is going to bring in the zombies as well too, of course. A good theme song, hopefully. I always enjoy the theme songs for the Walking Dead trailers. Always like to listen to them as we get into the season and we get closer to the release date. I like to kind of just listen to the theme songs and hear what kind of message they're trying to send across with it. Really like the season 6 one, Arsonist's Lullaby. And some of the earlier trailer themes that they've had throughout the show too have been really, really good. The Walking Dead's always used music well all the way throughout. Some really good songs from it. So hopefully a good one this year. Eugene's metal zombies protecting the sanctuary. I am expecting to see some of that, and just Eugene's intelligence putting a damper maybe on the survivors' attack if they do attack the sanctuary, because the things that he's done, I think, for the Saviors are going to fortify the sanctuary itself and make it more difficult, I think, for the survivors to get through. He basically has kind of a zombie alarm system, around all the time, where if anyone comes by, you can start to hear these molten metal zombies start making noise and rattling and stuff to at least signal them or let them know that people are there. So I mentioned it being a war. This should be the biggest. So because it's a war, we've never really seen a war before. We've had the governor attack the prison, with a tank and everything, but that was more like a battle. That wasn't so much like a war. We have to have a war feel for this one, so I'm expecting to see bigger, more people involved, more fighters, maybe more vehicles, things like that. Just a bigger, more expensive. To be honest, more money. AMC's got to put more money into it to do it justice from the comics, I think. Some new inner city environments will be cool to see. I don't want to see too much of a focus on Alexandria because you know, we've seen so much of Alexandria already. The season 7 finale took place at Alexandria with that battle. I don't really want to see that again. I want to see it in a different location this time, you know, different battles, different spots. Hopefully more inner city near the sanctuary, that kind of thing, because that could just be really cool. Let's see. So we got to see Shiva kill some zombies for sure. Excited to see that as well. Should be seeing at least a couple zombie kills or savior kills from Shiva, which is always fun to see. And, you know, maybe something along the lines of like the season 5 premiere where they attack Terminus, something like No Sanctuary, is the name of the episode, at the Sanctuary. So it has to be bigger than ever, bigger than before. So that's what I'm expecting to see. So I've set the bar pretty high. We'll see what they actually end up delivering for us. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking for this Friday, that we're going to see something like that. So it's got to be big. You got to have the zombies a constant threat. You got to have all your you know, all your survivors there, and then you have to have the saviors led by Negan with some good stuff in there as well too. So let's see if they can deliver. You guys can write your comments below. What are you expecting to see this Friday for the trailer? Maybe any particular comic moments, you know, expanded upon in the trailer, or you know, just anything you're expecting from what you saw in the season 7 back half, second half, maybe Junkyard Group or something. What do you think they're going to do with that? You guys can write your expectations below for what you're thinking for this trailer. And of course, don't forget to check back to the channel on Friday after the trailer airs and you get to see it. I'll have lots of videos there for you guys breaking it down and giving our thoughts. If you like this video, please don't forget, thumb it up below, guys. You can also share and favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe to the channel, please don't forget, subscribe at the bottom left. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys again soon for another Walking Dead video. As always, it's Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.